Welcome back to the Anthony the Crypto channel. Sorry about that, y'all. I had stepped away. I am really rushing this morning. I'm sorry. I am a little later getting started. Usually I try to post this in the Discord ahead of time, but I've been running and gunning this morning. Traffic was insane. Oh my gosh. I went to the gym and apparently we have like this, you are going to laugh. Anybody up north's going to laugh, but there's like this winter freeze supposed to come through in the next couple of days here in Mississippi. And everybody's freaking out. Like it's going to be like 28 degrees for 2 days in a row. And I mean, like Walmart's out of water. The grocery stores are out of everything. And people are driving like there's a hurricane. It is insane. Anyway, I'm running a little behind. Sorry about that, guys. So we're here. I'm winded. All right. Let's see who we got in here, y'all. Carrie Benz, what's up? Salt Chain, morning. Max, what's going on, dude? Eons, hey, West Coast, my main man, West Coast. Thanos ready to make that money. Thanos was racking down the dollar bills yesterday. Thanos and Max and I were banging the free money zone yesterday. We're going to talk about that. Not to be the old man in the group, could we turn the music down just a bit? Yeah, sure. Yes. I was doing some stuff yesterday and we had the mic off and music turned up, so there you go. Hopefully that's better. If it's not, let me know. Sorry about that. Let me change the music also. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's all good. Y'all let me know if not. Got a poll going in chat, guys. Market's open in a few minutes. We'll see what the U.S. wants to do. We had some news come out this morning. A couple of news reports already come out. Bearish news reports. Bearish GDP. Bearish jobs. The biggie is PCE, though. PCE saves all. PCE comes out in about 38 minutes. But yeah, we have some bearish reports here. Hence the big dump this morning. We call it a dump. I mean, yeah, he dumped about $800 in about 10 minutes. So bearish reports come out. Hope you guys, I reminded you guys on Discord this morning. I let you know, I gave you my chart and let you know, reminded you we had the reports coming out. So hopefully some of you caught those trades. Those are easy gimme trades. Gimme. I use investing.com, the economic calendar. And all you got to do is wait. Filter, you can get a free account or you don't have to get an account. I like a free account because to have an account, even a free one, allows you to save your settings. And I just saved the 3-star. You go into your filters and you can choose how many stars you want. 3 stars are the only ones that actually move markets. And not all 3 stars move the market. But today's do. So when the report comes, I could just have this all ready and I could just click refresh. And it's instant. Like if a report comes out at 7:30, it's 7:30 in 1 second. This thing is updated. So you can quickly enter a trade if you're going to hit a little scalp trade like that. And you usually get it pretty good. And if there were 2 reports here and one was red and one was green, technically it's a wash, but sometimes one report's more important than the other. But in this case, both of them are green. When you see green, that means bearish. When they're green or red, that means bearish or bullish for the US dollar. So green means bullish for the US dollar, which is typically bearish for assets, especially risk-on assets. So this was an easy trade. I missed it. I was at the gym, but I did let you guys know in case you wanted to take it this morning. Bitcoin is moving down, though, from that news. But again, I'm not taking this trade here. I would if we had our confirmations down in the free money zone. But again, we do have that report coming out in about 30 minutes that could change everything. So we shall see. All right, Eon says that's better. Morning, John. Got John in the house. John, the moderator. What's up, dude? Let's take a look. How'd everybody do on trading yesterday? I know some of you guys, I was getting DMs of P&Ls yesterday. How did y'all do? We had the free money zone, guys. The whole thumbnail, the whole title of the stream yesterday was free money zone because I knew we were going to kill this free money zone yesterday, and that's what we did. That's the section here in green or blue, excuse me. We came into it, I told you guys, I took the trade, I told you guys we came into it Tuesday afternoon, And so we hit this thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we came through the free money zone. 3 times each, 3 times down, 3 times up. Each time you made a full rotation, at least a full rotation of the free money zone. We were hoping to hit it again last night. We came close. We're close now, but we didn't come into it and haven't come into it yet, but we still could. This could be a good old Bart Simpson back down through it. We'll be ready. If we get this on stream, we'll take the trade. We do need to be cautious with our PCE coming up, though. We do need to be very cautious with that. Expect a big move if it misses target either way. So anyway, 6 times through the free money zone. I caught 5 of them, and this is just my 2-day total. $3,500 made just in the free money zone with a $1,500 account. Okay, and that is the only trades. I think 2 days ago, like maybe 60, 70 bucks of this is from some scalp trading we did on the VIP Discord. It was dead volume. I took like 3 trades, made 60 or 70 bucks, 80 bucks maybe, less than 100. So all of that was just from the free money zone. Those are gimme trades. 30 out of 32 times you've entered that zone, you have come through within 1 hour, most of the time within about 10 minutes. You've come all the way through the free money zone, either the top side or the downside, every single time. And one of those times, one of the failures actually did go through it. It just took like a day because it was a weekend. It was a Saturday, and it was just like straight sideways volume on that day. Just G. But by the time Sunday rolled around and CME opened, you went right through it. So technically 31 out of 32 times happened within 1 hour. So it's a gimme trade. If you don't take it, you hate money. I'm convinced you hate money if you do not take the trade. But you can wick into it now. You can wick into it. You want to wait for confirmation. My confirmation is I would front run on a 15-minute candle close, but a 30-minute for sure. The 30-minute is what I back tested it on, which gave you 31 out of 32 win rate, which is 99%. Got the U.S. market open in here about 2 minutes, guys. Got a poll going in chat. Hit that poll up. We want to know, it is decision time. It's getting that time, guys. We want to know, is Bitcoin going to rally? 99.5K coming next. 70K. Or are we going down a little bit and then up a little bit? Somebody let me know. John hit an early long, early afternoon to 88.4. It's good long. Are you still in it, or did you close it out? Hopefully you at least took profit or have a good stop loss in profit. I'm not in a trade right now. I would have traded that news report. I had an alarm set. It went off. I was at the gym. It went off. I looked at it, but I wasn't logged into my VPN, so I couldn't pull up my trading account. And you know, with that trade, you have to be on it. I mean, the second it drops, the report drops, and by the time I did all that, I would have been like 1 minute in, and I would have missed the move. So I didn't fool with it. But that's okay. We're gonna make some money today, guys. John took profit. He's not in any trade right now. Very good. I'm going to go over something huge with you guys today. Huge. I announced this in the VIP Discord yesterday. I have what I consider to be a quote-unquote secret weapon that I use for trades. I've never shown anyone this. And I'm going to show it today on the stream. And I'm going to post more about this in VIP Discord. But I'm going to show you guys what it is. Now, I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm going to wait for the market open in 1 minute and kind of get through that and see what we find. And then we're going to go into it. But I use this secret weapon. And you may have heard somebody talk about this before, but I guarantee you've never heard anybody go into detail about it. It's kind of passing. But this is phenomenal for macro moves. You can use it on scalps. You can use it on a little intraday trading also. But really, in my opinion, it catches all the macro moves. And it is it is not an indicator. It's not something you put on your chart. I'm going to show you. But it is a leading indicator for Bitcoin. So if you follow this, you will know exactly what Bitcoin's going to do, and you can get ahead of big trades, okay? I guarantee you, I've made so much money on big swing trades. I don't use this on the micro. You can. It works. It's just like any other micro. It's a chart I'm going to show you. Just like any other micro, it's flippy, floppy, flippy, floppy. But the macro trends for this thing work. And I'm going to show you this in just a few minutes. You will not want to miss this. You will want to implement this. And don't do, I mean, you can do what you want to do. But if you stick to just using what I'm about to show you on the macro, on the big swing trades, it calls all of them. You're going to make more than enough. Don't try to use this on the micro, okay? Sure, it'll work. Unless you're a very experienced trader, though, don't try it. Don't try it. Trading today on MEXC and KCEX trading. I'm not in any trades right now. None. Zero trades. Not even a day trade. So here you go. I got the affiliate links below. You know where they are in the description of the video. Or I'm going to spam the chat here. KCEXtrading.com. That's what I'm trading on. You can hit the affiliate links or go directly here. KCEXtrading.com. Lowest fees in the business. You won't find anything better. Easy, super easy user interface. And another thing I like about them that a lot of exchanges don't have, and some of you guys can vouch for it, they have this KCEX trading competition that goes on, and you don't have to register. Just by having an account there, you're automatically entered, and based upon your performance for the day, you get paid free money. There's several times I've screenshot in Discord that I've won just free $500, just $500 free, just for trading. And I just so happen to finish a certain place in the competition. And you don't even have to finish that well to get money. Like the top, I don't even know, top 300, 400, whatever places get paid $50 a day. So you don't have to do that well. Now the times I got one time I finished 9th for the day out of 30,000+, so that was really good. I got $500 for that. And it's just been several times. I get paid almost every day on it, something. So yeah, just check it out, KCEXtrading.com. I vouch. I'm also on MEXC today. MEXC, I'll show you up top. Boom, just switched out the banner. MEXCtrading.us. It is not just for U.S. traders. Kerry Benz got $7 yesterday in the KCEX challenge. Hey, it's $7 free, right? For doing what you're already doing on another exchange, you might as well pick up some extra free money. Getting a blood diamond. I'm on the 1 minute. I don't want to be on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. Bitcoin moving down, but remember we are not trading this. We're waiting for 845. There's really nothing to glean here. Let's look at the 15 minute from Asia or UK. Literally, so we like to look for the US reversal. That's kind of the thing, right? That's what it's known for, the US reversal. But literally yesterday, Asia and UK was straight sideways. I mean, nothing. There is nothing. Nothing at all. One potential trade here. Let's see, 89,302. Yeah, we did come take this low. Okay, so this technically is a swing failure pattern. We did come take this low right here, so we could come back, and we did not take the highs here. We did not take the highs on this candle, so we do still have these highs. These will be a good targets right there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. That's a good target, guys. Come back up and take those 4. I would be looking for golden pocket point of control at that point for my next short trade. But these relatively equal highs look very tempting. You had a fake run on them this morning, and then you came and took the low instead. So unless you get sucked into this free money zone here, I would most likely, depending on PCE coming out in a few minutes, I would most likely look for rotation back up to take those highs. But it's not tradable yet, and it is very hard to front run a PCE report. Because even though this looks good, this looks really good, this looks like a good SFP, if PC comes out bearish, you're going down, period. I don't care how bullish this setup looks. If that report comes out bearish, we're going down. But if it comes out bullish, it's going to fuel the fire for this SFP, and you should come up, take these relatively equal highs, come into the opponent control golden pocket, and then we look for the reaction and the divergences there. So really, for me, we're just sitting on our hands until the PCE report. Salt Chain got 250 bucks one time, but it was a fluke. No, it's not a fluke. You did good trading. You did good. That was good. Which means you made good profit that day on your own trading. Plus, they gave you a bonus for doing good. KCEXtrading.com, guys, I'm telling you, or MEXCtrading.us. Come trade with us. That's where we are. That's where we are. We're going to look at some macro stuff today because I'm going to show you the secret weapon in just a second. Let's dive in. Let's look at our poll first. Let's see what we got going on the poll. Decision time, rally or new lows? 67%. 2/3 of you say little dip, then 99.5. The other third say 99.5. Nobody thinks we're just going straight down from here. I agree, but I'm not sure. I'm torn on 99.5 or a little dip. I guess I should have been more specific on little dip. Little dip could be $100 or 84K and then 99K. I should have been a little more specific. Trying to get into this free money zone, guys. See if we get in there. There's a daily naked point of control right in there, so I want to see something more than just a quick wick into that daily naked point of control. Normally, I'd probably take this if we get in it at all, but I do want to see us get below and not just SFP, that daily naked right there. No trade for me yet. Excuse me. I am prepared to trade this, though. Got a vector coming down at market open. They could reverse this thing fast at 8:45. I'm kind of watch this for a second before I move on, guys, because we're right here. I know a lot of you want to trade. Thanos is probably already taking it. Trying to bounce from that daily naked right now. Daily naked's tapped and gone. Thanos said, not yet. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. That could be all it was right there, guys. We could have just wicked in to tap that daily naked and come right out. It's my favorite zone right here. So if we confirm in here and you don't take this trade, you should not consider trading. This is the easiest money I've ever seen in the history of the Bitcoin chart. Is this zone? Go back and look. Go back, test it every time we come to the zone. It is the easiest money you will ever find. You just have to wait for your confirmations. That's it. Yeah, you may be in it a couple $100 before you get the confirmation, so you may not get the max, but you want the confirmation so you have the high probability. But every time, it's gone blue line to blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line. Every time. This is one time I didn't take it as an enter, though, because we had the daily naked there. It could just be a grab of that and then move up out of here. See if we're looking like on divergences. No divergences, but this does look good. Actually, we do have a... No, we don't. No divergence, but this does look good. If we can break the zero line on this momentum wave, just keep this as a nice little trigger wave and break to the upside, it does look good for some upside movement. Money flow coming up here. Money flow coming up. This looks good. I'm on the hourly time frame, y'all. Money flow rounded off, trying to come up. If money flow in the next couple hours can break through and this momentum wave can curve back up, you could get a good move to the upside here, guys, on the hourly. Got volatility on Bjorn. Volatility on Bjorn headed, it's kind of sideways and up. Stochastic headed up. This thing wants to push up. I'm just going to urge you to use caution. We've got PCE. PCE is a biggie. PCE trumps everything that was reported earlier today. We're going to hold still. It's really volatile right now. No decision. They're just wrecking both sides. They're wrecking both sides right now, okay? But they will choose a direction. Today is decision time. I believe we choose a direction today. Today. No trade yet, guys. If I was leaning any which way right now prior to PCE, it would be up. And that's all this is. That is people trying to get in and trading in front-running PCE. That's all this is right now. Has anybody, I would like for you guys to answer me before I move on, because I want to move on. Has anybody heard of the VIX? And if so, have you just heard of it, or do you know what it is, or how to use it? Anybody heard of the VIX? Don't worry, I'll wait. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Thanos has heard of the VIX. What do you know about the VIX, Thanos? Tell me what you know about it. I'm curious. Curious to how much info's out there on the VIX. Kerry Ben says, no idea. John, never heard of it. Max, what's on your shirt? West Coast, heard of the VIX, don't know what it is. Oh, Max. Do I want to tell you guys what's on my shirt? I'm going to offend some people for sure. For sure. This is alligator Alcatraz shirt. I know. I'm bad. I know. I live in the South. Blame the culture. Vicks Vapo Rub. Thanos was thinking of something else, so nobody's really heard of it. And if you have heard of it, you're not really sure what it is or how to use it. You're in for a treat. If you do what I'm about to tell you, you're going to make so much money. Do not deviate from how to use this. This is a secret weapon on the macro scale. You're going to lose on this if you try to use it on the micro scale. It can be used on the micro scale, but if you're not experienced as a trader or with the VIX, then you're going to lose on the micro scale. And there is too much money on the macro scale using the VIX that you don't try to get greedy and use this on the micro. Use your other indicators, your other TA, your other whatever for micro. Trust me, I'm about to make you very wealthy if you learn to use this VIX, okay? I'm going to show you here in 2 minutes, but I want to watch this 8:45. And then let me set an alarm for 9 so we can come back and check that report. I'm about to show you guys. Let me set this alarm because we definitely want. I'm going to set it for 8:59. All right, we got the 8:45 coming up in 1 minute. Let's see if we get the reversal. If not, that gives us like 14 minutes. 14 minutes that we can talk about the VIX. And I want to answer any questions you guys have. Be prepared to screenshot or at least take some notes because you're going to make a lot of money. This is how I make the bulk of my money on macro. Okay, and y'all know I scalp and day trade, but macro, I always use the VIX. Always. And it is never wrong on macro. It's never wrong on micro. It's just hard to use. It's like watching the 1 second time frame on Bitcoin. It's just like. All right, that's our cue for 1 minute till 8:45. We're going to watch this and then we're going to go into the VIX. No trade yet, guys. I'm gonna set an alarm. I'm gonna set an alert here on the free money zone. I'd like to see some upside. I don't really want to come into this free money zone. It's easy money, But we hit it 5 out of 6 times. I'm ready to move up and out of here and get our criteria set up for Babylon. Max, love this shirt. LOL. Thanks. I like it. I like it. And I had to get the alligator guy that's jacked. See? He's all like, got the abs and the guns. All right, here we go, 8:45. Let's see if they do anything. Let's drop to the 5-minute. I'm not interested in a short trade unless we get into that free money zone. In other words, I wouldn't front run here to here. Five-minute time frame, money flow, crossover into the red, but we're down here. We could technically come lower. I mean, you can see we could come down and hit a full anchor. It just doesn't look good. The scary part, scary part is, what would be great is we hit this free money zone right now. Took a short, eased through it, and then PCE came out bullish, and they could rip right back through this, and we could get free money zone twice. That would be ideal. But if it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen fast. Coming down to it now, guys. It's very rare that we're middle of the range, just, you know, you see the highs, you see the lows, you got the lows down here, you got the highs, you know, kind of here or really up in here. So we're really just middle of the range. So it's very rare that I would just take a trade middle of the range like this, but free money zone's a whole different animal. Uh-oh, getting in the free money zone now. Let me zoom back in. No confirmations yet. No trade yet. Not for me. We're going to have to take this low and not SFP it for me to take this. I would have taken this morning. I would have taken this. I just missed it. I had the alert set. I was at the gym. I told you guys, I just missed it. Coming into it. See if we take that low. I tell you what, I'm going to stay away from this. We're going to move on to the VIX. If you guys want to take this trade, that's fine. I'm going to wait for PCE. I'm not going to get trapped in this. This looks trappy to me. This looks trappy. So, this looks trappy. I'm not touching it. Let's go to the VIX. You guys ready for the VIX? All right. I've got the VIX set up, I think. That's Babylon. We're going to come back there. Here's the VIX. Let me zoom in on the VIX. So I've got on the left, I've got the VIX. Here it is. The volatility S&P 500 index. So when you go search for your charts, right, you're going to type in VIX, V-I-X. Okay? Y'all see that? Volatility S&P 500 right there. It's that first one. That's what you want. You want to save this on your chart. See mine saved over here? Right here at the top. You want to save the VIX. Okay? Screenshot or jot down these levels that I have. I got a line here, and you want to save them once you mark them out. A line at 20, below equals normal. 25, above equals fear. And up here, like 30 to 40, really anything above 30 is absolute panic. Okay? This is a measure of volatility in the market, but not good volatility. Okay? It's panic, fear, volatility. Okay? I'm on the weekly time frame here. Yeah, I got Bitcoin on the right. Okay? So I'm on the weekly time frame with Bitcoin and on the VIX. Hopefully you guys got this screenshotted or jotted down. I'm going to move on. All right. So when volatility here, this is the weekly, okay? I wouldn't really use this on anything less than the daily. You can, it works. I wouldn't, I don't. So when you're down here, I'm on the weekly. When you're down here below 20, okay? Below equals normal, okay? And if you see my screen, when I move on the left side, you see the dotted lines, they move on the right. So that means, in case you're unfamiliar, that is showing where I am on the left correlates with where we are on the right, okay? All right, so look right here, and I'm gonna draw on the chart right here. You see right here, you start the move up, okay, in the volatility, right? Right? Well, you could see right here as volatility heads up, look what happens, boom. Big old dumpola for Bitcoin because the VIX was headed up, okay? All right, and I got the orange lines on here now, so you can see it. They perfectly coordinate. When you got the orange line headed up here, you got the orange line headed down here. That's a big dump for Bitcoin. How much of a dump was this? From the bottom, from right where it started, its orange line to the upside on the VIX was right there on that candle. You got an entire dump of 20%. 20% leading indicator, the VIX. When the VIX is headed up, Bitcoin is headed down. Now, the VIX can kind of head up intraday here. As long as you're in the normal zone, that's okay. But when you get above this 20 is when you start the dumpage. Look here. Right here, guys. We just kind of started just a little bit above. We weren't even very far above. This was right there. You see on the right where that candle is? See on the right where that candle is? It's this big red candle right here, okay? That is when we just barely inched above that 20 on the VIX, okay? You got this massive, massive candle from 126K to 103K. It's a $23,000 candle by just barely coming above in that one candle. And then you continued up above in the next week's candle, and you got this big dump, okay? The VIX, guys. Follow the VIX for your macro moves. It will let you know. Okay? So right now, let's see where we are now. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions on this? And you go back and back test this. Just trust me. Don't trust me. Go back and back test it. You can see here, you got the move up here. You see what that correlates to right there. As soon as you started the move up, you were normal. I started that move up, right? Right, let's see. Right, oops, that's one too far. Started to move up right there, and you got that candle right there. And let's see what kind of a dump that was for Bitcoin. It doesn't look big, but it is. That's what she said. 30% dump right there, okay? Just in these two candles where you just started going up. 2 weeks, 30%, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Pay attention to this, guys. You'll make a boatload of more money you could ever dream of. If you pay attention to the VIX on the macro scale, weekly, nothing. I would not go below the daily. You can make too much money to get greedy and dip down there. Excuse me. The VIX, guys. So, does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions there on the VIX? I mean, you could take this all the way back. It doesn't matter how far you want to go back. It doesn't matter. It's all there. Let's see. So let's look at it from the flip side too. All right, so I'm like way back here in 2020. I've gotten really far back. But look, so you're maxed out, right? You're maxed out in fear. You're maxed out. I mean, way above the fear zone, right? Way above. This was all bear market. See, this was all bear market, bear market, bear market, bear market, right? Well, as soon as you topped and you started heading back down, and I'm going to show you an indicator on how to use this too. As soon as you started heading back down, what happened? What happened? You can see my cursor on the right. See my cursor. And once you finally got to that normal zone, what happened? You see it. It's the exact same. You topped right here. This was COVID. You topped right there. See where the top is? Lining up on my dotted line. As soon as you started down, what happened? Massive bull run. Because fear was leaving the market. It's basically a fear and greed index, but just with the fear. This is greed down here, fear up here, but it's the VIX. It's the volatility index. This thing is amazing. I'm telling you. So, yeah, you can have some ups and downs when you're down here in the normal zone. I mean, it doesn't mean you're all upside when you're down here. You're still going to have some ups and downs because you do have a little ebb and flow in here, so you can have some ups and downs. But what you really need to pay attention to is when you cross above this normal line, it is time to sell. Okay, it is time to freaking sell. And if you did hold on to a little bit, once you cross this line, it is time to let go of everything you just held on to. Okay, or short the farm when you cross this line. Short the farm. Short it all. But regardless, you short when you cross this line, and you short everything you got left when you cross this line. Okay, I hope that makes sense on the weekly time frame. So let's go. What's Bitcoin doing? Nothing. Waiting 4 more minutes until PCE. Let's go look at today and kind of see what we can glean from the VIX right now on the weekly time frame. I hope this makes sense to you folks. Let me know if it doesn't, because this is such a money maker. I've never shown anyone this. And you got to admit, guys, I mean, you may have heard of this before, but you really don't hear people talking about this very much. It's like they either don't know or don't understand. Or more likely, they forget about it. No, they probably don't know. Okay, let's go look at today. Let's see what we can kind of glean from current price action, so we can kind of figure out what's about to happen here. And you can never tell. Listen, this measures volatility. Trump could come out and tweet something today, super negative, or we could go to WAR today, and volatility just shoot through, even though it looks like it's coming down, right? So certain factors in the economy can affect this, but those don't happen often, so we have to use this on a probability standpoint, which is, normal day-to-day activities, okay? Because you can't really expect or predict when Trump's going to tweet, correct? So we have to just use it, and assuming it's going to be normal day-to-day, and yes, of course, you're going to lose some every now and then because Trump is going to tweet every once in a while and wreck everything. It just is what it is. So if you win 9 out of 10, okay, good job. All right, let's see where we are. So we've been, and again, you can trace my cursor. When I'm on the left, you can see where it lines up on the right. So we were way up here. So we were above in fear, right? This is our all-time high area. We were in fear. We moved up into fear about the time this dump started. Do you see this? I'm going to mark it out on both charts. I know sometimes it's hard to see when you're in side-by-side. So that's when we're in fear, and let me trace it out on this side, and you can see it right there. We started moving up right on that candle right there. So when you started moving up, see this first white candle here. Prior to that, you were down, and then you shifted to the uptrend, and that is on this candle right here, okay? So right there. And you see what happened. You see what happened. This first candle where you broke above the normal zone, where you broke into that sell everything zone, is right there. I mean, I think this says it all. They are both on the weekly. I only use this on the weekly. The profits are too much to drop down and try to play with intraday stuff. There's other things we use for intraday stuff, other indicators, other technicals. The profits are too great here. I mean, look at this. Why? When you can get a weekly move like this, from 126K down 36%, why mess that up by going down and doing any other time frame when the weekly is going to give you 36%? You know what I mean? And I know there's going to be somebody out there that wants to finesse it a little bit and get that sniper entry, and kudos to you if you can do it. That's great. But why? This is plenty. I got 36%. And I may not have got the whole move, but let's assume I got 35% and you got 36%. You took way more risk by trying to sniper entry than I did, and you got 1 more % out of the deal. You don't need it. Weekly. Use this on the weekly. These are going to be your big moves. But you do got to watch it, because this thing could flip around on you. You could be headed up and immediately flip back around on you, okay? And you had that here. As a matter of fact, here's a good example. It doesn't look like much because this move down was so big. We got PC in just a second. let's go over to that. $15 seconds. This is either going to push you down through the free money zone or rip you up to the point of control. Assuming the numbers aren't exactly spot on. If they come in even, then it'll be nothing. Uh-oh. See, dang it. It's giving me old nonsense. I don't even know. The reports are gone. Anybody know what PCE is? Anybody? It's bullish. It's bullish. No, I lied. It's not giving me a report yet. This will probably be the thing. They'll probably cancel this report. That or it's bullish and my thing's just not updating. Anybody have a bead on this? Does anybody have this? Because mine clearly is not updating. Okay, it's neutral. That one is neutral. There were two though. There was month over month and year over year. Let's look at month over month. Both neutral, guys. Both of them neutral. Both of them hit exact targets. Both of them hit exact targets. I don't understand what is going on here. Both of them hit exact targets. So, all right. So it's big on nothing. So we'll just have to play it by ear and we'll see what we get. I'm gonna look for a 15-minute. Remember, we got a 15-minute closure in there. So technically, if we get to 30, technically this would be a short signal, guys. Technically a short signal. I just don't like it. I'm going to go back to the VIX because we're on to something here. All right, so right here, here's kind of current price action, right? So we're down here, and you can see we've got the VIX kind of the last couple days it's been moving up. Had this big candle up, right? I know it's a red candle now. It's gray, but it's red. But it wasn't, okay? This is a candle that has reversed intra-week here. You can see it started, you closed here, and then you gapped up. That's another thing. So the VIX is not open on the weekend. So you see where the close was? This candle right here was a close. This was a close. Let me mark it with a line for you. You closed on Friday right there. That's where you closed on Friday, okay? You can see where the open was. The next candle is there, opens there. So you had a gap, right? You had a gap. And that is what has kind of helped this push to the downside is over the weekend, volatility increased. Boom. So you had this big drop. You can see you moved up and then boom, big old drop to the downside from, that was our drop from 98K to 87K. It's because of this big increase. Even though this looks like a negative candle, it's not. This was a gap up candle. I could probably drop to a lower time frame and show you. There's the gap. You see the gap right there. Big old gap. So that's what precipitated the drop. It's hard to see on the weekly because, you know, the weekly doesn't really cover the gaps on the weekend. It's hard to see because it looks like one candle. Anyway, so let's see what we're looking for now. You can use this with Cypher as well. Most of the time it stays in the red, the money flow, but it works the same. The dots are good. Let's go to the weekly, back to the weekly time frame. We are under, well, a confirmed weekly green dot. This is already confirmed. This was last week's green dot, and sure enough, we got the big gap move to the upside, which caused this big drop from 98K to 87K. So you could have caught this with the weekly green dot on Cypher on the VIX. You could have caught this move down, and we did catch this move. We took this move. We made like 3,600 bucks. I showed it. Closed it a little too soon, but that's okay. We made, I think it was $3,600 on the move. This was the one that came into, you guys know I showed you this. Came into our red box up here, and I took the trade, and I told you when I took it. Told you that I took it. I don't even know where my boxes are. Here they are. I feel like all out of sorts, but I'm really not. Came into the box here. We took the trade right here. Took this short trade. Came down, I stayed in the trade, and I closed the trade right here at point of control. Expected a bounce, and we knifed right through it. So my bad, I didn't get it. But I took it from there to there. I took it from 98K to 91K, so 7,000 bucks. I made 3,600 bucks. Showed you that trade when I took it. Part of the reason I took it is I'm always, and I don't tell people this until today, watching the VIX, okay? Weekly green dot on the VIX means volatility about to move up, means price moving down, okay? So red dots on the VIX are good for Bitcoin. Green dots, bad for Bitcoin, okay? Don't worry about money flow. Yeah, it does kind of move slightly up and slightly down, but there's I don't think there's ever a time in the history of the VIX that it's been in the green. I don't even use that. I use the momentum waves, and divergences work as well. Divergences work here. You can see, look on the weekly time frame here. We had lower lows in the momentum. We had higher highs in the VIX, and what happened? Sure enough, big, massive move to the upside in volatility, right? You see that? Big, massive, and it took a little while to play out. You're still in the normal zone for several weeks here, but that's okay. It took a little while to play out, but it did play out, and when it finally did kick in, that's when you got your big moves. That was right here. That's when you got this big move. We'll show you here. Where is that green dot with divergence? Is right here. That's where you got the green dot, right in this area. And let's trace it over here. That is this big move to the downside, which actually continued to a bigger move. But even if you just call it this one, 17% move from this VIX weekly green dot. Yeah, Bank of Japan policy decision coming in. I think that's tonight, right? The problem with that, it could be huge. And I've heard rumors that they might, who knows. But thus far, it has, at least in the last 1 year, has never missed the projection. It's always hit projection, so it's been a big old nothing. But they are talking about hiking rates, even though it's projected to stay the same. But I have been reading some things where there's a strong chance they hike the rates. If they do that, guys, Bitcoin's fixing to see probably 80K tomorrow. I'm not even kidding you. So we will want to watch that for sure. Okay, anybody have any questions on the VIX? Add it to your chart, mark out the levels, use it on the weekly, watch for your green dots, watch for your red dots, and trade accordingly and trust the indicator. But you can't just blind enter and just let it go. You have to watch it because this thing can flip around on you. Less likely to flip around on an instant on the weekly time frame, though. This is definitely a longer trade. Like this one, when you got the weekly green dot we just went over, that was 1, 2. We're really in the first week, you got most of the move. But if you stayed in for the rest of the move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks for all of it. But that first week, when you first got the green dot, that first week, that was the bulk of the move. I mean, I probably would have. It's certainly a major take profit because you came down in this candle right here all the way to there. This little, you stayed in it 4 more weeks, you just got this little bit, and you had to deal with all of this. So I would have had a heavy take profit right there. Okay, the SFP this low here probably tells you you're going to move back up, and you did. You came and set a series of other lows and SFP before ultimately moving back up. But you know, just use a little technical analysis. The VIX is going to get you in it. It's not going to tell you when to get out of it. So that's where your other TA comes in and your targets. But expect bigger moves on the VIX, at least 1 week, on each one of these that you're looking for on the weekly time frame. Any questions? I will take them right now. Would I apply Bjorn to the VIX? I would. You don't really need it. But if I did, when you, I'm glad you asked that. I was talking with somebody about this yesterday on mentorship. When you are using indicators with charts and charting and things like that, for example, right here with the VIX and the Bjorn, if you are going to use Bjorn to kind of go in confluence with the VIX, you have to use it on the same time frame you're using the VIX on. So make sure you're using Bjorn, make sure you're using Cypher, make sure you're using VIX all on the weekly, okay? Don't be looking at the VIX on the weekly and look up Bjorn on the daily and think, it doesn't matter. You compare apples to oranges. That's like comparing the daily with the 1 minute time frame. They're just gonna be different, right? So make sure you can do that. Yes, that's great. Just make sure you're on the same time frame. Sometimes people, if you're looking at the weekly, you might drop to the 4 hour because you're looking for an edge. You want a trade. You want a trade. You want a long. Let's say you want a long trade, and the weekly's not giving it to you, so you'll go search for a reason to take a long trade. And you'll go to time frame until you find one that says, aha, this one looks bullish on this time frame. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make your time frames be in confluence. Those are your higher probability trades. Make sure your weekly lines up with your daily, and your daily lines up with your 8 hour, things like that. If you're scalping, make sure your 1 minute lines up with your 5 minute, lines up with your 15 minute, things like that. Because you want to trade the trend. Yeah, you can counter trade the trend. I love counter trading the trend, but those are your smaller scalp moves. And when you're bigger swing and big day trade moves, you want to trade in the direction of the trend. Yeah, there will come a reversal, and we want to catch those reversals. And those are counter trend trades, right? But we will catch those, but a lot more confluence goes into that kind of stuff. So if you're just kind of trading and you're not really sure what you're doing, trade the trend. The trend is down, wait for a retracement up, trade it down. Because the trend is down, and chances are each pump is just a retracement. Eventually it'll reverse, yes, and it'll keep going. But until it does, the trend is your friend, right? All right, cool. John's got it. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Did a couple mentorship programs yesterday. It was really good. I think those guys really learned a lot. It's really cool. I love doing that stuff because sometimes I see, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but sometimes I see light bulbs go off. It's like, oh gosh, how do I miss this? How have I not seen this in the past? And it's really rewarding to me, and I thank you guys for allowing me to have that one-on-one live Zoom time where I can answer your questions and really go over not just the things that I think you need to know, because you may know some of that stuff, but just the struggle areas that you've been having that maybe other folks don't have, or, you know, we can answer your individual questions. Check us out, guys, if you're interested. AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. That's our website. You can join the VIP Discord there, and you can also join the mentorship program, which are our live one-on-one interactive Zoom sessions where we just talk trading. I think both, I had two yesterday. I think both of them, they're supposed to be an hour, but I think we went closer to an hour and a half on both. Like, I don't mind. If I have the time, I'll sit there until you get it right and until you're comfortable. So anyway, check it out. If interested, I'm available for now. I won't always offer that. I'm pretty busy with other things, so I won't always offer that. I just want to offer it now while I do have the time. It's like hiring a personal trainer. You know, you can go to the gym, you might make a little progress, you know, maybe But you hire a trainer, you go ahead and just spend the few dollars and get the knowledge you need to know, and then you can apply it and make progress from there on out. Kind of same thing. Max just added the VIX to his chart. I love this. Yeah, it's great. I'm telling you, I've never shown anybody. Nobody. There's even a couple of folks here locally that I'm friends with that trade, and you know, we bounce ideas off each other. And I've never shown them the VIX. No one. And everyone is always like, how do you catch the big one? How did you time that top? How did you? And there's other things. I use other TA. Like I covered one of these in a mentorship yesterday. We covered the all-time high, which I caught. I wish I was still in that trade, but I caught it. And you guys know it. You know how to get into it. I think I caught it on the daily, the second top. I called it the daily. I want to say I was on the daily. And we were just talking about trading the range, just trading the range. And I'll just give you a brief kind of synopsis of it. Both of these were SFPs. We're talking about trading SFPs, which is my favorite. You had a swing failure pattern, and I'm not going to go over everything that I tell you that I'll look for on this. You probably know. If not, get in mentorship. But you came up and you swing failure pattern this. You had a high, you came up, confirmed swing failure pattern, easy trade back down. Same thing here. You come up, you had swing high from the SFP of that. You did the same thing. You swing failure pattern this, close back in the range, easy short trade down, right? And added on the confluence of that SFP would probably be good enough for me to blind take it as long as we confirm the closure back below the previous high. I'm not just going to take it on a wick. I'm going to make sure a candle closure below. But we threw onto that the added confluence of the daily bearish divergence, and this was just an easy trade. It was an easy trade. And I caught this. I made like 10 grand on this trade. I should have made more on this trade. I'll tell you why I didn't make more on this trade. I've told you guys a story about how I doubled my altcoin holdings. So I was in this trade from right here. This was on October the 6th. I got in on October the 7th. I got in this trade on October the 7th when we confirmed the SFP, the closure back below. And on October the 10th, we were flying out to Arizona. And I just didn't want to trade. I said, we're going on vacation. I don't want to trade. I don't want to watch the chart. We were somewhere in here, the middle of the day on October the 10th. And I said, I'm just going to close my trade. I made like 10 grand. I think it was like 8,800, something like that. It was a lot for me. And I was laying on the couch. We were leaving for the airport in about 45 minutes. I was just chilling on the couch. I just closed out my trade and had all these alerts set like here. Alerts that probably wouldn't get hit for the next week or so. And all of a sudden it just started ding, 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 ding. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? So I pulled up, my altcoin alerts were going off, my Bitcoin alerts were going off, and I unfortunately had closed my trade here. Otherwise, I probably would have made about 25,000 if I'd have been able to time the bottom, you know. But I'd just closed it, not 30 minutes before, just because we're about to catch a flight, and I just didn't want to deal with it on vacation. But on the flip side, I was able to immediately, when this first alert went off, sell my altcoins. And we came down, hit a bounce. I showed you guys hit a bounce on altcoins, and I rebought and doubled my altcoin holdings. So, you know, at least I made something on it. But, yeah, caught this trade right here. This was a good one. And let's look. So this was October the 6th. Let's look at the VIX. Let's look at the VIX. Still on the weekly. Let's go to the daily VIX. October 6th. Oh, that's the one I already got marked out. Yeah, that's one I got. That's the day we got the weekly green dot. That's the day we got the weekly green dot. So even if you hadn't caught that SFP at the top, if you knew about the VIX, you see the line, I'll throw it on the weekly, you can see it. That's the, well, I don't know why that line is there. The line's there. We got a dot somewhere. I marked it out a minute ago. I can't remember what I was looking at. You look at charts so much you forget. Anyway, that's the day we started to move up. Today we started to move up. There was a dot here on one of these charts we looked at. I marked it out. So anyway, even if you missed it right here on the 10th, that's when the big one started, that big one. So you got these highs. If you weren't really sure what you were doing, you got these highs. Once you broke the highs right there, you knew you were going up. So, yeah, easy, just using the VIX, I wonder, let me see, I've never even looked at this. Do I have Alexander on here? I'd be curious. Oh, look at that, guys. The new Alexander indicator. It's only viewable on the 12-hour. See, I'm on the 12-hour or below. No, I'm sorry. Anything below the daily. So you can view it on the 18-hour. You can view it on the 30-minute, the 2-minute, whatever, but these signals won't show up on the daily. But right there, right before that big move, right before that big October 10th, you did get the buy signal, the Alexander buy signal on the VIX, which would be bearish for Bitcoin, right? So this one successfully called that also. Your Alexander should be on every single chart you look at. It is nothing but money, guys. Let's see. I want to go check something real quick. I know there's a lot of stuff on the chart. All right. Anyway, I think you guys got the gist of the VIX. Working on the weekly, nothing else, in my opinion. I mean, if you want to do something else, that's great. But in my opinion, working on the weekly. Yeah, I've been gatekeeping it. That's right. That's right. But you got it now. You got it now. Shouldn't share it with too many people. Got to keep something close, right? Got to keep something for yourself to impress folks later, like, wow, how do you do that? So make sure you guys don't tell too many people about it. Let me change up my banner, MEXC trading.us. Let's go back to the KCEX trading.com. You guys should, if you guys are on any other exchange, I'm telling you, you're missing out. You should just go try it for a few days. Doesn't cost you anything to try it. And I guarantee you'll never go back to your other exchange. The only reason you go back to it would be to transfer your money off onto one of these. Speaking from experience, guys. So big old nothing on PCE. We did have bearish jobs and bearish GDP. Bank of Japan could give us a little something. I think that's tonight. I think it's like 2 or 3 a.m. tonight, I think. Try to pull my economic calendar again if it wants to work. Gosh, I don't know what all this is. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, whenever it is, I think it's tonight. Questions, guys? I'll go over anything you want to see. Any questions? Did anybody get in this free money zone trade? I did not. Normally I would. We did get the closure below, or closure into it. And I told you when I didn't take it, I didn't because of this daily naked point of control. I could just see us just coming to tap that and then move up out of here. For me, I would have to get the good closure below it, and we didn't. We just kind of wicked below it and came right back up. Very next candle, right back up out of there. So it's a no trade for me. It is a slow morning. There was a trade this morning. I gave it to you guys, sort of. I told you about the news reports in case you didn't remember, and that was your trade. That was your news report trade right there. That's it. That's been the only trade. And it was a good trade. I mean, from open to close. I mean, it's a $1,000 move, so it was a good trade. That's been it. Other than that, you have not taken the highs. You have not taken the lows. I mean, you kind of took this little bitty low right here, but that's a nothing low. That could be all they want to move up and out of here, but it's a nothing low. The low you really want is this low down here. Or these series of highs. Ideally, you want these series of highs right here. You want these. And you didn't get it with that candle right there. You didn't take any of them. You took... All right, we're moving down through it now. This is probably a good short trade. And my computer's lagging. Computer is lagging, guys. Unbelievable. Should we 100 exit? I only got $1,000 on it. I don't even know if I put 1,000 on it. I scrolled over. My computer's lagging so bad, guys. Coming down to the free money zone, guys. See if we get it. Caribbean's entered the short but exited. Oh no! Oh no! I hope you guys are planning to use the VIX at least on the weekly time frame. Entered short but exited quickly. Maybe not a bad idea. I think we come through it now. We've come down into it. I think we come all the way through it. We got a volume spike and a daily level down here at the other side, guys. We'll probably come into that. I could get wrecked on this. I'm in the short trade. It's just not one. I'm just lagging so bad. It's hard. I'm trying to pull it up for you guys, but everything's laggy over here, guys. Not looking good. My trade's looking okay. But something's wrong on my internet. Anyway, let's look at Babylon real quick. Let's look at Babylon. So really nothing's changed here, guys. We're going to have to wait on this monthly close to see if we get the close. A closure below 86,500 will give us a confirmed entry signal into Babylon. But you don't enter blindly. We covered this, right? I don't know that we get this month. But it is very close. Close below 86,500 to give you the cross, right? But what we'd want to see, so price would have to be like here or lower. What we would want to see is the retracement into the orange 13 and then the rejection there, and that would be your entry right there. Wherever that price would be, that would be your entry. It's really close. It's really close. If I had to guess, I don't think we get it this month. I think this would probably occur at the end of February. Either way, I would not get the entry this month, either way. So even if we closed and confirmed, right? Confirmed, because we closed down here, I would not enter this until next month when we get the retracement, hopefully retracement to the 13, and that's my entry. So either way. Come on, Bitcoin, push down through. I can see my MEXC pull up perfectly fine on this screen, but you just saw it try to pull up here. It's blacked out. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see, try it again. There it is. Up 130 bucks. I am on 100x. I wasn't kidding you guys. I like the free money zone. What can I say? 200 bucks. I might take a little profit here. I'm managing on the other screen because I don't want it to mess up on this screen again and freeze up on me. I got alert set close to this volume spike here, which would be a target, but we could certainly rip down through that. Uh-oh, it's a little too close. I like my notifications a little bit before. Anybody in this short with me? John jumped in at 88,780. We're up 200 bucks, guys. Hopefully we push all the way down through it. What is our VIX doing? Just out of curiosity. I would never use this on a lower time frame, but I'm just curious. See, that's why you don't use it on a lower time frame. VIX is going down, price is going down. High time frame stuff only, guys. It's my first trade of the day. I haven't traded at all, which is rare. Haven't traded at all this morning. Send it down, bitter corn. Up almost 300 bucks. I don't think we turn it around here, guys. I think we come all the way through it. 31 out of 32 times within the hour. So it doesn't mean it happens in this candle in this minute. Within the hour, we've come at least to the bottom side. 31 out of 32 times. 30 out of 32 within the hour. Sorry, one was a weekend. It took like 12 hours. But it did get there. Now, that doesn't mean we could come all the way back up here like this and then come down within the hour and still hit it. Watch this be the one time that it rips back up through it and never comes back. New all-time high. Carry Benz got in at 88,941. Wow. Good one, man. That is, let's see, that is right there at the loss of that daily naked. Good, that's what we're looking for. That's perfect. That's exactly what I told you I was looking for. You nailed that. You nailed that. You got me beat. I'm in at 88,805. I wasn't paying attention. Oh gosh, I might be about to get stopped out. All right, guys, we got any questions? I am looking for this to continue all the way down through, even if it takes another 15, 20 minutes or so. That's how I'm playing the trade. I've already secured some profit. I got a little trade on my phone, too. I had to pull it up on here because I couldn't get it to work over here. So I got one on my KCEX account and on the MEXC account. So I've secured some profit on my KCEX. And the MEXC, we're up 250 bucks. I got my finger on the flash close. If it came back up to right before entry, I was going to take a small profit. I've not secured profit here. I like to do it that way. That way I can break even on one if need be and still make some profit over here, but I can try to let this one run a little while. Let's look at the 1 minute time frame. See what Bjorn is telling us on the 1, 2, and 3. Volatility starting to head down on the 1. Volatility maxed out, but stochastic bottomed out, starting to flippy floppy there. $350 in profit. That might be worth securing some. Let's take some of this off the table. All right, we just secured $217. Stop loss 88,725. 26. Least we can make here is $250. That's how we trade, guys. If you don't trade the free money zone, I could not be more serious when I tell you that you should not be trading, because you will not find easier money than the free money zone. Can't do it. Don't care how hard you try. Can't do it. All right, we're set. We have secured $244. We got stop loss and profit, and we just let the rest ride. If we go to 30K from here, this dang free money trade is going to take us to 30K. I'm not closing it. I'm just kidding. I'll close it at some point. Or it'll close for me. Either way. Good trade, guys. Free money zone trade. So it has come in the last about 30 hours, 7 freaking times it has come through this zone. 7 times now. This is the 7th time in it. We call it 6 out of 7. All the other trades have given us a minimum of $500. This one won't. I mean, unless it continues down, because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't get the entry. I was too busy chatting with you guys. The entry's at below 89.2, and I didn't get in until 88.8. I wasn't paying attention. I was VIX chatting. Hope you guys appreciate the VIX. I hope y'all appreciate me sharing that with you. I'm not like tooting my horn, but you know, that's something I have kept tight. But I really appreciate you guys in the Discord, and I know that's mostly who's on stream here. So I just wanted to share that with you. It really will make you a lot of money if you don't try to abuse it. You don't. Just stick to the weekly time frame. You'll make plenty there without needing to use it on other time frames. That's all I use it for, and I'm a professional trader, okay? I'm sure there's guys much better than me that can use this thing on the 4-hour time frame successfully. I probably could too if I tried. You just don't need it. There's too much to be made on the weekly to even fool with that, right? Just use it to catch the big trades, and when you get them, go heavy with them and let them run. Learn your stop loss points, though. There are specific stop loss areas. Learn those and just let the trade ride, right? Look for targets, take profit targets, trail a stop loss, whatever you got to do. But the weekly time frame is not something you're going to get in and take profit an hour later. Okay? Salt Chain says, yes, the VIX is awesome. Yeah, it is so awesome. I'm telling you. I got stopped out, guys. I might re-enter. Let me see what it looks like. I might re-enter. I got stopped out. Hopefully some of you took some profit here. $261. Let me see what they do here. I might re-enter. Probably not on 100X. Oh, yeah. Good thinking, Anthony. Change that. Let's see if we took anything, if we SFP'd anything, or if it looks like we're probably headed back down. We didn't SFP anything. There's no point in turning around right there. We front ran the daily level. We front ran the volume spike. We're probably not fixing to come up out of here. We're probably fixing to come back down through it. Let's do it again. The only thing they got here was a near 100%, which it doesn't take 100%, but near 100% vector candle recovery, which could be all they wanted, but I doubt it. 31 out of 32 times, that is not all they wanted. So we are back in it. We're up 50 bucks. 60 bucks. That's the beautiful thing about taking profit like that and getting stopped out on profit. If you still believe in the trade, you can re-enter. Same small profit, should have taken profit sooner. Carry bins, stopped out. I hope you guys are getting stopped in profit. Y'all saw when I took profit, right? Saw when I took profit. And I told you why I took profit. We had come down to the 2-minute time frame, and I said volatility maxed out, stochastic bottomed out, and I said, oh, stochastic just flipped, which means it flipped to the upside. So I took profit right there, boom. Because I knew we were fixing to get this little pump back up. So I'll go ahead and secure my profit, put my stop loss in. If we got stopped out, cool. If I still like the trade, I could re-enter. Now I'm re-entering with $260 more than I had before. But that's how I did it. I just watched the Bjorn stochastic 1 and 2 minute. And I was going to go to the 3 minute, but I didn't have to because the 2 flipped while I was looking at it. And that told me to either get out of the trade or take profit. Because this is a scalp. I'm not treating this as a day or a swing trade. It's a scalp. I'm in and out. Hope that makes sense for you guys. Totally different. And if you're not a good scalper, that's okay. Stick with the swing trades. I covered a lot of swing trades yesterday in my mentorship stuff, and I think those guys are now convinced that you can make way more than enough catching those swing trades. You don't even need to fool with this headache stuff in between. I just like the headache stuff. But I take the swings also. On this re-entry, how can we manage a stop loss? I guess it depends on where you re-enter. it's so hard for me to say because this is not a typical entry that I would normally ever take. This is an entry in the middle of nowhere where you really shouldn't take this trade for any good technical reason other than the fact that it's the free money zone. That's it. So stop loss, I mean, your technical stop loss would be a long way away. It's a terrible risk to reward ratio. Terrible. Oops, I didn't mean to put that on the chart. Terrible. I mean, technically your stop loss would be right here above this high. Technically, terrible risk to reward. It is only a good trade because I know this is a low volume zone. And because of the 99% history of going all the way through it. That's it. Other than that, this would never be a trade, ever. But you got these series of lower highs right here that if you do get into this, you're fixing to rip through and take this high right here quickly. If you get into this, you start breaking this wick right here and you don't just SFP it, you're fixing to cause a quick liquidity spike and you're going to take this high, which might be a good trade. Well, it won't be, because if you take this high, you're probably going to get into these, cause the same liquidity spikes, and you're going to come into here, which is what I want. That's what I want. This is the trade that I want. I want to come up here and SFP all that. You would swing failure pattern this. You would swing failure pattern the point of control. You would swing failure pattern the golden pocket. Looking for some bearish divergence up there, at least 15 minute, maybe even 24 minute, 6 minute, but certainly 15 minute. Bearish divergence from this high right here, SFP of this, SFP of the golden pocket, SFP of the point of control, trade back, target at least the bottom. That's the trade I want. But I will take it in reverse. If we want to come here first, same dealio. You got swing low here, you got this low, you got a swing low from way back over here. I'm not going to scroll way back over. There's a swing low there. I have it marked out. You got the Asia low from last week that was never taken. You got the dang green box. I would take an SFP there with bullish divergence to come target this high initially, but ultimately all of these highs. Look at my chart. It's a mess. But you get the point. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're day trading, cleaning this up just a bit. If you're day trading, take the indicators off. You're trading a range, and ultimately, this is your high. Thicken that up so you can see, and this is your low. That's to the extremes. There's lots of trades in between. You know, you got a technical high here, and if you get a reaction here, a SFP reaction there, you can certainly take it. Right? But ultimately, that's your high and that's your low. There's a lot of confluence here. This bottom orange line, that's an SFP of yesterday's low, but it's also an SFP of this series of lows back here, right? SFP there. And you can have a value area low SFP there, swing failure pattern of the value area low. And up here, you get SFP of all of this and the golden pocket and the point of control. So they're both great trades. Either one of these will be hard and heavy trades for me if we hit them with the reaction and with the confluence, preferably the bullish or bearish divergence and a swing failure pattern. I don't want to close below them on a 15-minute candle basis unless the very next 15-minute candle comes back and closes above the previous wick low or wick high. So either that candle has to close back to make it a swing failure pattern, or the very next 15-minute candle. Other than that, I don't want to trade. Hope that makes sense. So technically, your question for the stop loss, this is a terrible risk to reward. Your stop loss would have to be way away. It's not a trade that should be taken. Or really, you could, if you really wanted to take the trade now, if you come above this high right here, that would be my stop loss. Because you're getting above this high, if you don't immediately SFP, and I mean immediately, you're fixing to come for this series of highs and ultimately this high, most likely. But you know my 2 trades I'm looking for today, guys. I got the dang green box and the dang red box on the screen. Right? Those are the 2 trades. Those are the swing highs and swing lows of the, not macro range, but kind of just this range we've been in for about a week and a half now. Okay, those are the highs and lows. We've not swung either one of them. Kind of swung this low, but you have the other lows from back here. And the new low that we caught. So those are your 2 ranges. That's it. I want those 2 trades. That's it. I don't really want anything else other than I will trade this free money zone as many times as they want to come into it. So it's give me money. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'll be in Discord the rest of the day. If anybody's interested in mentorship, go anthonyleecrypto.com. Let me show you some things, make you a successful trader. If you have any VIX questions, post them up in the Bitcoin chat in Discord. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Go back and do some back testing, kind of get a feel for it on the weekly time frame, and see what you can come up with. But it's a great leading indicator. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I will see you next time.